Okay, thanks so much everyone for joining this morning. So we would typically not have our PO monthly calls during the months that we have our regional meetings, but we wanted to host kind of a special one-off one where Ryan Karpus, our senior web developer for MCT2D, who's built out our administrative portal and has been hard at work with our design team on revamping our website, is joining to walk through some components of the administrative portal. So we have kind of a lot of frequently asked questions that we get from everyone. And so we thought it would be helpful to develop some short kind of tutorial videos that you can reference at any point to see how to do something on the portal. And we wanted to set aside this time here for us to walk through some of those like frequently requested questions and then pause between each of those videos, giving you an opportunity to answer or ask any kind of clarifying questions you might have. And then at the end of these 5 videos that we've created that cover those topics that we get asked a lot, we'll open it up broadly to answer any other questions. So if you have things that you haven't been sure how to do or want to be able to figure out how to navigate to, etc., Ryan's here. We'll be able to answer all of them, and we're going to make these videos available for you to reference later as well. So, if you don't need to do this now, but you need to do it in 3 months from now, you're not going to have to remember it. We'll have it easily accessible for you to take a look at. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Ryan.
Hi. Thanks for the introduction, Jackie. Yeah, so I'm going to share my screen and show some videos. I'm thinking that these videos will be concise and to the point, and will be good references for later viewing.
Make sure to share your screen with sound, Ryan. When you press share, by the way, there's an option to change it.
Yeah, I've seen enough. I've seen this enough times that I remember to click that button. Anyway,
awesome. Thank you.
We'll start with how to remove a physician from participating in MCT2D. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to mark a physician as non-participating in MCT2D. If a participating physician has left the participating practice or has stopped participating in MCT2D for any reason, you can mark them as non-participating from the People tab. Find the person you need to mark as non-participating. Participating physicians will have this button available in the Mark Non-Participating column. Click the button and confirm that you did not mistakenly click non-participating. You will be shown a message letting you know the physician has been removed from MCT2D. They will no longer appear on the People tab, their Learning Community Requirements tasks will be deactivated, and they will no longer appear on your VBR metrics screen. Quick disclaimer, the database that I'm working with in this video is a test database and not the real database. So that physician is not marked as non-participating. You don't need to worry about that. So I'll open it up to questions on removing physicians. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on to adding and removing roles. This is one of the ones I get the most questions on, I think. In this video, I'll demonstrate how to add and deactivate CQI roles in the admin portal. Start by clicking Assign New under Roles in the sidebar. Make sure to select MCT2D from the CQI dropdown. Your PO should already be selected. If this is a PO level role, not associated with a specific practice, do not select a practice from the dropdown. If this is a practice level role, select the appropriate practice from the dropdown. Use the search bar to find the person's name. If you cannot find the person you are looking for and they are not a physician with an NPI, they are likely not in our system. You'll need to add that person to the system before continuing with this form. If you cannot find the person and they are a physician with an NPI, please reach out to us for assistance. If they are new, they may not have been included in our most recent PGIP data. After you select the person, choose the appropriate role type from the dropdown and click Submit. To delete or deactivate a role, navigate to the Roles tab and search for the person whose role you need to remove. Click the Deactivate button to navigate to the role deactivation page. Please include a reason for deactivation. This is just for record keeping and can be simply that they are no longer serving in that role. When you're done, click Submit and then Confirm. If you want to change somebody's role or transfer a role to another person, you'll need to deactivate the old role and create a new one. For the purposes of record keeping, roles are not directly transferable or modifiable. All right, so that was roles. Any questions on that? Well, do feel free to reach out at any time if anyone has any issues with the roles system, because I think that is the most frequently asked question that I get. So next, I'm going to show some of the features that we've rolled out. I will start with the PO scorecard, which a lot of you have probably already seen, but this will just give you an overview of how it works. To view your PO scorecard, click PO scorecard on the sidebar. At the top of the screen, you'll see some basic information explaining the PO scorecard and how the score is calculated, as well as your current total eligible amount. Right now, each PO naturally has a low score because you have not had the opportunity to earn or maintain most of these points. The data you see here is fake data. As you scroll down, you'll see specific explanations of each scorecard item and what you need to do to get all of your points. Pay special attention to the section on completeness of BMI and A1C data. Here, you'll have a personalized benchmark goal listed out for each type of data. Although many of these points will not be counted until near the end of the VBR year, if you believe there is a mistake in the current record, please reach out for assistance so we can make sure you are on track to get 100% of your incentive payment. Stop for another moment for questions. Okay. The VBR metrics is another big one. And actually, before this one gets going, I just want to say, if anybody has any comments on how they would like to see the data presented in the VBR metrics, or if anything is confusing or weird, I am totally open to suggestions. We've sort of designed this in a way that we think gives a lot of viewing options for the data, but we want to make this as easy as possible. So please do reach out if you have any questions or comments on this. To view your PO's VBR metrics, click VBR metrics from the sidebar. From this page, we provide 4 different ways to look at your data to understand on each level where your PO, practices, and physicians stand in terms of their VBR requirements. If you select PO from the VBR select, you'll only see the status of your PO level tasks. If you select practice, you'll see the requirements for each of your practices listed out. If you select provider, you'll see requirements for your individual providers. If you select all, you'll see a table that combines everything into one table, with the PO level tasks appearing in every row, the practice level tasks appearing in as many rows as there are participating physicians in that practice, and 1 row for each physician. Additionally, if there is an actionable item you can do right now for VBR, you can click on the No button to submit a form, register for an event, or whatever else you might need to do. If there's nothing specific to do right now, the link will take you to a generic informational page about VBR. For example, if I hover over this No here, I can see that the link here takes me to the event registration screen where I could select a regional meeting to register for. When the Submit process changes form goes live, this button would take me to that form. For now, it just links to the informational page about VBR. You can export this data from this screen if you have all selected by clicking Download CSV. And lastly, if your PO has specialist practices, there will be a button near the top of the page to take you to the specialist VBR page, which looks and feels similar to this page, but with tasks related to your specialist practices. Questions on VBR metrics? So the last quick video here is about the quick links, which is kind of a work in progress. It's meant to be kind of a one-stop shop for things you can do, just another way to present the information about how you can get your VBR. This quick links page, found on the sidebar, is accessible to anybody and does not require the user to be logged in to view it. The purpose of this page is to give you a landing page for VBR links that you could hand out to all your participants and have them easily find and get Learning Community credits. This page will also be updated as new options become available. An example usage of this page might be that you are a physician and you need something to do to get Learning Community credit. Maybe your PO admin sends you this link and you open it up. You read the list of tasks in green that you can do to get Learning Community credit, and you decide that watching a recording and taking a quiz seems like the best option for you. You click the link, watch a YouTube video, and then take a follow-up quiz to get your VBR. Feel free to share this link with all of your participating practices and physicians, and hopefully it will help them achieve their VBR more easily. All right. Now I did get a question on scorecard and VBR metrics. How often are these tables updated? The VBR metrics and the scorecard are both updated every time you load the page and they're updated with all of the available information. So for VBR metrics, every task, if the task has been completed, it should be marked as completed. If not, no. So if you are in your VBR metrics and you think that something should be marked yes, please do reach out. And we can get it. We can help you get that resolved. For the PO scorecard, same thing. As we have our, for example, our monthly meetings and our regional meetings, some of those fields, the points will naturally start to go up as attendances are registered, as your PO starts to meet the data submission goals that have been set for your PO, and we import new data into there, those will get calculated. But what you see there will always be the most up-to-date data as far as that calculation is currently aware. So hope that helps.
Yep. And to add on to Ryan's point, like there's just going to be a difference in how some of those variables are calculated too that impacts the immediacy. So for example, on the video that Ryan just showed where someone takes a Learning Community quiz after watching a video, because that quiz is directly in our database and it's programmed to automatically count it once submitted, that's going to be immediate. It's going to be the second that someone submits that quiz, it's going to change their Learning Community requirement to met. Now, some of these require like person input. So for example, to give a different one, if someone has a website usability session with a member of our team and has that call set up, that doesn't automatically track. That requires someone on our team to go in and enter that information as like, yes, this person attended this call with me, and so then it changes over to Met. So the difference there is someone might have a really busy day, they might have 6 meetings after that initial meeting and not have the chance to go put it in until later on. So there's going to be a human element, and that might just make some of them less immediate. So there's ones that are automatically tracked, and then there's ones that are manually tracked by our teams. So there may be that time. So just something to keep in mind when reaching out. Definitely if it's a couple weeks since a requirement's been met and you haven't seen it, that may be that someone missed it or forgot to do it. it's like, so I would just keep that in mind, that there just may be some human element to adding in some of these versus the ones that are automatic. Thanks. So those are the standard videos that Ryan's made that we're going to post and have available for you to be able to reference later. We just want to open it up now. Are there questions that anyone has about using any aspect of the administrator portal that you've been struggling with or aren't sure how to do? Now's the time to ask it. We have Ryan here. He'll have it pulled up. He'll share a screen and walk us through live how to do anything. So this would be a good time to ask any questions that you have that weren't answered by those videos too.
And for anybody who comes up with a question or anything later, there are multiple ways to get in touch with us. You can always email ccteam at mct2d.org. You can submit a ticket on the portal by clicking the support button on the sidebar. You can reach out to me directly. I'll put my email in the chat. My goal is to be as responsive as possible to any questions that come up. Okay, reading Valera's comment right now. So the question is there a way to filter physicians on the portal based on specialty, essentially?
So Ryan, this is something that we talked about a few weeks ago about removing any physicians that aren't in MCT2D from being shown to like the POs. So when we import the PGIP list, we have all of the data on all the physicians, but to your point, Blair, it probably isn't the most useful for you all to be able to see physicians that not only aren't participating, but like really would never have any reason to be affiliated with MCT2D. So Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's kind of on our list of things to do in the upcoming weeks to only show the participating physicians. And then when recruitment rolls around, at least showing you the list of those that are eligible for it, but really just limiting it to those that have some affiliation with MCT2D.
Yeah, so I did very recently add a new filter that will only show physicians if they're in a participating practice and they haven't been marked as non-participating. So given that, if you are still seeing physicians that you don't think should be there, let me know. We'll get together and I'll see if we can tweak the formula to be more responsive to what's going on. Another question, what is the difference between the tasks and the VBR requirements tab? Well, they're showing the same data. They're just showing it a little bit differently. So I can show the tasks tab real quick. I'll share the screen again for a moment. So this is the tasks tab, and it is showing all of the tasks in a table format, in the same sort of table format that we see practices people roles. It's the same tasks. The filtering system is a little bit different. I have more filters than most of you do. Like I can filter by PO here, I can filter by practice type. But these tasks here are the same tasks that show up on the VBR metrics page. And if a task is marked complete here, it'll be marked complete there. It's just another way to look at the data. And we're kind of just interested to see which of these views turns out to be more useful for all of you.
And Ryan, is the information on the tasks page what rolls up to what's on their dashboard where it says like 15 out of 15 still have to do this, etc.? Would you mind just giving like a brief overview of on their homepage, like where that pulls from and like how they would think about that information or use it?
Sure. Share screen again. So on the homepage, you will see numbers much smaller than this related to your PO. And these are the task summaries. And the way this is set up is, such that if you click the red number here, this is the number of tasks that are assigned throughout your PO that are not complete. And the green number is the total number of tasks. So if nothing has been done, this would say 790 out of 790. If everybody has completed their requirements, it would say 0 out of 790. You can click these buttons here, and it will show you those relevant tasks. So if you have 12 learning community requirements left to be met, you can click this number 12 here, and you can scroll down and it will just show you some incomplete tasks. And if there's something, an actionable thing you can do here, it might link you directly to that. Also, if you're just looking for a general overview, you can, click the green number and it will show you all of the learning community tasks in this case, whether they're complete or not. And this will be filtered specifically to your PO. So that the data will be more relevant and concise for you. But again, it's all the same data. It's just different ways of looking at it. So hopefully everybody can find out what they need to know.
Any other questions before we hand over to Inhale? No. Thanks everyone for joining, and thank you very much, Ryan, for that overview. Like we said, we'll get those videos posted so that you can reference them like at the point in time that you're going in and trying to do those things, so you don't have to remember it from this presentation. Thanks everyone for joining and for your questions. We're going to continue to keep refining the portal and make it as the most useful for you as we possibly can. So the feedback that you give us on it is really helpful. Please continue to give us feedback, and we'll make sure to get all your questions answered and make it the most usable version that we can. And with that, we'll hand it over to April and Sean.
Thanks, Jackie.
Thanks.
Thanks, everybody, for joining us this morning. For those of you I haven't met, my name is April Proudblock, and I am the new program manager for Inhale. I've been here for about a month. So, looking forward to working with all of you on this project, but feel free to reach out if you have any questions at our email address. So here's our agenda for this morning. And as Jackie mentioned, I think going forward, we would likely not plan to have these meetings after our regionals, but we did have a few updates that we wanted to make you all aware of. So just as a reminder, Carla is out on medical leave. She'll be out until early January. However, we do have coverage for her email. So if you have questions, you can feel free to go ahead and continue to email her, and Megan will be covering those. And just another reminder that we are continuing. We are in our specialist recruitment cycle currently, and we will go through some of the steps that you have to complete once you register your specialist. And I just also wanted to mention that if your practices haven't gotten an MDC login, to please do so. We did kind of a straw poll at our regional meetings, and it was really apparent that a lot of the clinical champions had never even seen any of the data or had received a login. So please go ahead and request those logins from MDC. We are still looking to recruit for our patient advisory board. So we did have 2 info sessions in September. We had some interest, but we'd like to recruit to 15 members. So continue to spread the word. And if you have questions, please reach out. Megan is also going to push out some additional or a reminder email with additional information in it. Just a reminder that the PO scorecard is located on our Google Drive. Our measurement period for 23-24 is September 1st to 23 to August 31st of 24. There are some details that you have to check off your list in order to accrue the VBR points. And it is nice because we do allow for bonus points. So please check out that rubric and let us know if you have any questions or are having difficulty achieving any of those requirements. Excuse me. We are in our recruitment period for specialists. It opened October 1st. We're going to close it December 1st. We have to get those names ready to send to Blue Cross. So that'll give us some time to compare against our PGIP list. The VBR participation will start 3/1/24. We are asking that you go into the admin portal and add those new providers, and we will be sharing our specialist participation requirements soon. As Jackie showed, MCT2D's admin portal, we are trying to enhance ours. We realize that we are a little bit behind in terms of what we can offer on our admin portal. Please provide any feedback of things that you find useful. I think the nice thing is that Ryan is also enhancing our portal. So if there's functionality that you see on their admin portal that would work well for Inhale, please let us know and we'll be sure to include it. But we are relying on you to ensure that your PO team information is accurate and complete. And if you have any questions, if you're running into any difficulties, please reach out and let us know. Thank you, Mary. We are working on enhancing our website as well. That is something that Sean is taking notes on, so we'll be sure to include that. So we have a pilot program that we are going to roll out for 2024 with MTI, or Monitored Therapeutics. We're offering a Spirometry Go clinic with avatar-based assisted coaching, which kind of helps those practices that don't have easy access to spirometry or don't have a pulmonary lab at their disposal. So this is something that they can do in clinic. You can have your medical assistant do it. They undergo some training and then they're able to help coach your patients through it along with the avatar. We're going to have an upcoming info session on November 9th from 12 to 1. We will record it. We'll post it on our website so that those that weren't able to attend can also view it. But basically, because this is going to be a performance measure for 2024, we wanted to make sure that those that needed access had the opportunity to get access. And so MTI will be conducting the info session. It is not an Inhale, it's not part of Inhale, but it's a vendor that we found that we think could be very useful to some of the practices throughout Michigan. So please feel free to sign up and join the info session for November 9th. Sean will be sending out additional details, or Kelly later this month. But we're looking forward to getting potentially 20 pilot sites to participate in this for Inhale. Our upcoming events are that we have our next PO calls on November 8th and November 13th. Our Learning Lung Lab series will be kicking off in January. It'll be a 4-month series, and I believe providers are encouraged to attend at least one of these meetings. We have proposed our spring regional meetings, which were announced last month. So they'll be May 1, 7, 8, 14, and 15. And then our collaborative wide is proposed for June 7th. We are finalizing those dates, and we will let you know for sure and send out holds for your calendars as soon as those have been finalized internally. A lot of people have been reaching out about the MOC project that was discussed earlier this year on inhaler education. We are researching and finalizing the details on that. Initially, we thought we would kick it off in January, but it looks like given some of the requirements, it may be pushed out until April as an April 1 start date. More details to follow on this. And I would imagine that Brenna will hold an info session on that for all of you early this winter so that you can get your ducks in a row and we can get an idea of how many providers may want to participate in the MOC program. There will be a nominal fee for it, but again, we're still working out those details. Are there any questions? That's all that we had today. All right, well, if there are no other questions, feel free to reach out. Oh, let's see here. Yes, we are covering the application fee, which is around $900, but there will be a fee for each position to earn their MOC hour. It's nominal. I think it's under $30, but we are not covering each provider fee. And let me show the slide with I believe this is the slide you were talking about. And we can post the slides as well after the meeting. Sean, is that right?
Yes, we can certainly do that. And just to the question earlier, the ultimate plan is to have several of these items posted to our website, and the specific login. We certainly are working on that, and we're also working with Ryan Karpus on the administration portal. So we are hoping to get that moving quickly, and we'll definitely be in touch with additional information.
All right, well, if there are no other questions, we can end early. But like I said, if you have anything that comes up, please feel free to reach out.